This time I'd like to call our meeting to order. This is a meeting of Northampton County Board of Commissioners. Good evening to all of you. It's a pleasure to see all of you come and join us this evening and as we take care of the business for Northampton County. So we do know that we meet because our general statute is people, all the persons in charge of the county, of the taxpayers, minors who give because of taxes they pay. And we take that responsibility serious. Behind me on the wall is the mission statement, which speaks to all of us. We are about taking care of business and doing it to the very best of our ability. Along with that, you can see a vision statement. The vision statement is talking about what we want to see our county look like in years to come. That is to be better and more productive. Again, welcome this evening to our meeting. Before we begin our meeting, we would like to have a moment of silence. If you would join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. At this time, we'd like you to please stand with us as we pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have established that we do have a quorum with three of us that are here, and we note that Mr. Edwards will be coming on in about 20 minutes. We do note that Mrs. Boone is absent. At this time, board members, you do have before you an agenda for tonight. It's fairly small, but yet meaningful as we carry out the business of our county. Any board member at this time have any items that you would like to delete from this list? If you don't feel able to discuss it, is there anything you need to add to other than your remarks that you will make, which would need no motion?
I do not have any additions or deletions, but I'm not sure if item number 6 or 7, if we should move those down to give Mr. Edwards, Dr. Edwards, time to log on. I don't know how much difference it'll be, but I know because I'm a part of one, I don't know if the 2 votes would be sufficient.
All right. When we get to them, we'll just move past it, come back to it.
Is that
All right?
Okay.
On the agenda. Okay. At this time, could I have a motion then to approve the agenda?
Make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented. Second.
Moving properly second, that we approve the agenda as presented. Any question, any discussion? All in favor, known by you, your side, aye.
Aye, Buffalo. Aye, Faulkner.
Aye, Charles Tyler. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. At this time, where we continue on to the conflict of interest, I'll ask Vice Chairman, if you will please read the conflict of interest statement.
Of course. In accordance with the rules of procedures adopted by this board in section 153A44 of North Carolina General Statutes, it is the duty of every member present to vote on all matters coming before the board unless there is a conflict of interest as determined by the board or by law. Does any board member have a conflict of interest with respect to any agenda item coming before the board today? If so, please identify the conflict and the board will consider the matter.
Board members, do you have a conflict?
No conflict.
No conflict.
I do ask about number 7. Do I abstain from voting?
I think you should, in my opinion, I think the best call is to recuse yourself on that action.
Chair Tyner and Commissioner Buffalo, I asked to be recused from
7.
at least 7.
Okay.
Number 7.
Got it. Any others? Okay. Not, we've heard the one refusal to vote on one item because of might be a conflict of interest. We shall move on. Next thing we have is 4-H presentation. Yes.
Hello, how are you guys today?
Ah.
So, I'm Sarah Villock. I'm the 4-H agent here in Northampton County. And every year, our youth in the county are encouraged to attend Youth Voice to gain an opportunity to talk with our local leaders, our county officials, to learn about the role of county commissioners and to learn about county budgeting and also further their leadership and communication skills. This year, Zamarian Alston, a 4-H member of Northampton County High School, was selected to attend Youth Voice and to represent Northampton County at this year's event, which is in 2 weeks. I met Zamarian through our 4-H program at the high school, where he has been the head of the teen council, serving as a dynamic leader for his peers at the school. And I'm excited to introduce him to you guys all tonight. And I encourage you guys, whoever's going to be at the Youth Voice event, to have breakfast with him on Saturday morning. And the event is on August 12th and 13th. When he's done speaking with you all today, I would like to take a picture so that we can post it up for the event at the Youth Voice Summit. So now with great pleasure, I introduce to you Zamarian. You can come on up and you can say a few words.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm sure most of you already know me or either remember me, but I will reintroduce myself. My name is Zamarian Austin. I am 16 years old and I'm a rising junior at Northampton County Early College. I'm also the chairman of the Northampton County Youth Council, and I am unofficially the chief ambassador for both the high school and the early college. I am here today to seek approval from the board to be able to go to and participate at the Youth Voice. And what's the county again? Carabas County. I was also told that I can take this opportunity to be able to speak on what I believe is an issue in the county, and I will be using that opportunity. One thing I would like to express that is an issue is I'm kind of mixing 2 issues into one, which is the depopulation of the county and the lack of economic development and commerce exchange in the county as well. There has been a significant amount of people that's been leaving the county constantly each year. And another thing is that there's not many things to do in the county. And I believe that the lack of things that not being able to do is a consequence of the depopulation in the county. Not having things to do is what's discouraging people from leaving here, from staying here. And I do think that a way that we can get rid of that is to encourage some way of an entrepreneurship program, or encourage some type of entrepreneurship in the county so that we can start building small businesses. It will allow people to not only make goods in the county, but it also provides jobs in the county. And it will give people more things to do and have people more excited to be here. Thank you.
Wait a minute, 4 minutes. Do you have any comments you'd like to make?
I'm just thankful for your voice. I know you were here about Youth Voice, but Ms. Edmonds and Mr. Furby, I'm sure are very proud to have an ambassador, whether formal or informal, to speak on behalf of youth and citizens. And you weren't just talking about youth, you were talking about citizens in general. So we hear you. We thank you for taking the time to come and share. And for I guess this is a question, maybe either one of you. Were you asking for permission to go to that event, or you were just awareness? Okay, the way he started, I kind of got confused.
Oh,
I was like, well,
I didn't,
he's gonna be
'cause
there.
I was told that they
Yeah.
had to get approval from the board, so I was like, okay, well.
So you don't need approval. Okay, so that's why I wanted to make sure I was clear that it wasn't something we needed to vote on. But of course, thank you.
Thank you.
Look forward to sharing some time with you next week at the conference.
And she wanted a picture.
I like to also say that you're making the statements that are real true. We just learned just this week, our population is decreasing. We're at 19,000, now we're down to 17,000.
And
I was on stand right here in the front here.
I would also like to say one more thing. The Youth Council has recently made a committee called Youth Economic Development Committee, in which their focus is to do the exact same thing, to promote entrepreneurship and for young people, and try to promote people to start businesses in the county. So it will be something that we were looking forward to, is to be able to work with the Board of Commissioners or just the Department of Commerce to be able to start businesses in the county. Not only that, but try to get other like businesses across the country to be able to start like their own franchise in the county or something like that.
Mr. Austin, I was on it was kind of hard to hear it. It was one of those Zooms that they were in a big room, but it's like the microphones were almost like it was picking up someone's cell phone versus able to hear. But the North Carolina Rural Center is starting a new business opportunity. And I don't know if they're using COVID funds or they're just infusing more money into North Carolina, but it's a federal initiative that they're working with the North Carolina Rural Center that's going to bring a lot of money to marginalized communities. And small businesses, especially small businesses. So if you can look on NC Rural Center to see what their requirements are, and if there are people that you know that have some of them don't work on startups. This one will work with startups. Some you have to have an established business to seek those funds. So you could spread that word that the NC Rural Center, and they have a lot of programs to help support people alongside our economic development division to help you if you need to, or if you know someone that needs to. So there are, Northampton has some opportunities, but there are some state and national opportunities that don't leave that money on the table that can help our county. And while helping the small business owner and the citizens, it helps the county as a whole.
Okay, thank you. I would definitely look more into that.
Thank you. I'm sure you will.
And we're open for suggestions from you all about what we can do to make Northampton County make it so that it'll be attractive for young people to stay in the county. Okay, we're open. This time, Thank you, board members. Thank you for your presentation. We certainly, Ms. Buffalo just said that she will join you next week at your meeting. Let us now continue on. I'm going down to item number 8. Asked the Director of Social Services, please come forward.
Good evening, Chairman Tyner,
Then,
Vice Chair Faulkner, and Commissioner Buffalo, and Mr. McKellar. I stand before you to request your approval, not for this specific contract, but this is a sample. Ms. Robertson, can you please pass down? Oh, you did? Okay, I'm sorry. So the initial one that was sent to you all was one from the staffing company Vanguard. But I sent it off to Mr. McKellar and he made some changes. So this is the one that he's suggesting that if we do go into a contract with them, we use this. So the contract right now, currently, we are down to 3 Child Protective Services workers out of 8. The reason is it is difficult to staff Child Protective Services workers throughout the state. So one of the things that we learned at the directors meetings is to try to either contract with workers locally or use a staffing company. So in order for us to use a staffing company, we would have to set up something like a contract. Now, if I were to utilize a staffing company, I would only utilize for specific things. So it wouldn't be like they're working 40 hours a week. We're not going to have that, because if that's the case, I'm gonna hire you. But it might be to have someone to work, answer on calls, weekend on calls. I don't know if you all are familiar with the situation that's going on in Bertie County, and we will not have that happen in Northampton County. So we have been working extremely hard to make sure that our youth are being taken care of, not abused, neglected, or sexually abused. So I am requesting that you all approve this contract, but if I have to, so what it is, once they find someone who is a fit for the CPS unit or something that we need, then we will work something out. What I'm currently doing, I'm working with ex-workers, people who used to work in CPS, and I'm just working with them directly because that cuts out that middleman. But if we can't find enough people and they have someone, let's say a supervisor, because we don't have a supervisor as of yet either, we have an interim. So if they find a supervisor now, contracts are like $35 for a worker, $35 an hour for workers, and $45 for supervisors. I'm trying to avoid that. I've put out feelers. We do have some interviews scheduled this week, so that's a good thing if we can hire some people. But I just want to make sure that we have workers, our workers are not burnt out, and that we have, our children are safe.
I've said this to you in the last 2 meetings about shortage of workers. It's all over in every department. We need to do whatever we can to address, and I think this is what this is all, at least I've noticed.
Yes.
To address the shortages that we have in this just one department, but it's just one. I declare unto you, you hear me in my remarks tonight, talk about other departments. That's really, there are vacancies is slowing up the growth of our county. We just don't have folks to go and do things that need to get done in a timely manner. I'll say more about that later. But dealing with this, I just think it is, it's just me, one commissioner, I think it's just wonderful that we can look at every opportunity, every resource that we can find to find us some workers. Attorney, do you have anything that you want to add? You went through this, she said, and you revised and everything that you know.
That's fine. I mean, my understanding, Ms. Taylor, this is just on an as needed basis. basis.
Exactly. Until we can find someone, and we might not even be able to utilize them. Like I said, I have reached out to some old ones, so like, I do have agreements with, and what we did was, did a temporary emergency employment, so they can work up to 480 hours. So I have like someone coming in 2 days a week, stuff like that. So I'm doing whatever I can to make sure that we don't burn out the 3 workers that we do have, and that until we can hire some more that are either trained already or have to be trained. And the state is assisting us with fast tracking our train. If we hire people in August, they'll get them in training in August. So
Board members, any other board members have? Yes.
I don't know if we should do this before we call for the question, but I wanted to find out what the differences were since we just received the update. So we do that after make the motion or before? I'll make the motion and then we'll have discussion about it. Okay. I make a motion that we approve the request submitted by our department, our director for Department of Social Services. For today, it's been a rough day, guys. Vanguard Professional Staffing on an as-needed basis.
Second.
Second, we will entertain the contract that's before us. Any questions or any discussion? There is a discussion.
Yes, I would like to know the changes that were made.
I'm happy to address that. So there were just a handful of substantive suggestions that I made. Number one, there were some typos, like Northampton County was misspelled. You will see that the addendum, the standard contract addendum that we try to implement has been added. I believe the previous version, the term started, bear with me. Basically, it's been, yes. So the term in your board book the term of the contract started on June the 8th. That's been updated to August the 1st, which is today. So just some housekeeping stuff like that. The main substantive change was the addition of the contract addendum as an attachment. And if you
I got there.
got it, okay. But I'm happy to go further if you'd like to. If you have any additional questions.
Addition about anything it was
Right.
typos, clerical, nothing of substance.
No, ma'am.
Change.
No, ma'am.
Um,
And either party, if it turns out to be a bad fit, we can terminate this with 30 days notice, with or without cause.
And it's the contract, like I said, if, let's say, you were gonna come and work for me and just do, intakes. So, but that's ridiculous because I'm not gonna pay you to sit there for 7 hours to do intakes. So if I say, if you want to do my collateral visits, then I would, contract with you maybe 5 hours a week to do collateral visits. Like I said, I'm trying to cut out the middleman because it's gonna save the county money. But if we absolutely have to use them, I just want a contract in place because I might not be able, if they find someone and we don't snatch them up as soon as possible, Bertie County is looking for workers, Hertford County, so they might snatch them up. So I just want to have something in place that if it does, the situation arises and I can grab someone, I will be able to grab them and, and it is budgeted. We did budget for it because we knew that this was going on at the end of June, so.
I have to pay the person in hand or the temp. So I have a question. I did temp work in college and a little bit after college, some freelance work. But there were with the temporary staffing company that I was with, there was a clause that prevented temp to hire. Is there a clause in this contract that prevents temp to hire?
It is.
And what is the time frame?
And while he's looking at that, let me say, most of the people that work for Vanguard are people who are either already retired or who, are not looking for a full-time position, or else they would already just go to the, we have an ex-worker that works there. She does, she does training. But because she came from Northampton County, she's going to train some of our staff in the Work First unit, because I just started that back up, so.
Believe under, if you'll refer to paragraph 7.0 entitled soliciting service provider employees, it states the agency, which that's referred to as the county.
688. I see it.
Yeah, 600. So the agency may solicit temp employee for permanent employment after 688 hours of employment through the service provider. That's what the contract states. The draft before you. Now, I don't have your expertise or experience, Commissioner Faulkner. If that strikes anyone as being unreasonable, I mean, we can certainly suggest a change to that, but I did not, that was the number submitted by the staffing company, correct?
I've seen where it had to be a separation between your temp and before they hired you. So this is more so them making sure that they have that many hours. I think 688 is it's probably what you're going to need to make sure that's a person you want to hire permanent in that position anyway. You don't have some of the benefits while you're doing that
Right.
pay. So it's almost like a probationary period without really having to do that. You can just say this person's not working out so well. So I'm fine. We can move forward.
Ask for the question, any discussion, more questions, any more discussion? Not all in favor, let it be known by you sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
I Faulkner.
Aye, Charles China. Aye,
Dr. Edwards.
Dr. Edwards. Dr. Edwards.
Yeah, yes, sir. I was trying to hit that mute button. Aye, thank you. Yes.
Okay, thank you. You right on time. Ayes have, motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Let's go to item number 6. Item number 6 deal with an appointment to the NAACC delegate who will represent Northampton County at the convention. This time, I'm open for board members who's going and who would like to represent us. Are you going to the,
Yes.
you are going, Ms. Mr. Edwards, are you going to the North Carolina Commissioners Association meeting?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Yes.
Which one of you all will be there the entire time that you, I know some folks can't be there the entire time, but they believe that you'll be there the time that we need you there to vote in the session. Is there anybody who want to volunteer to say, yes, I'll be there and I'll vote? Anybody? How about it, Commissioner Faulkner?
I will.
You
Well, I'll
will?
be I served in that role last year. I will be a second in the event that something happens, if someone else would like to have that opportunity this time.
Okay. Mr. Edwards, I'm not trying to say don't do it, but I am. Let me say, how about Ms. Buffalo? You would like to do it this year?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine because it's an opportunity.
Absolutely. Sounds good to me. Well, Ms. Faulkner.
Okay, Ms. Faulkner, will you be our first choice, and Buffalo, will you be our second? In case something happens and Faulkner says I can't go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, will you do that for us? Okay, that's easily done. You all right with that, Mr. Edwards?
Absolutely, Mr. Chair.
Thank you so much. So representing us will be Ms. Faulkner and Mr. Buffalo. Okay?
Got them right?
Yeah, we need to make that, okay. I need, let's go with the first one first, because one can change from the other. Okay, let's go with the person who will represent us will be Ms. Faulkner. All in favor of that, let me have a motion on that first,
So moved.
okay?
Second.
Edwards. All right, been moving proper second, Ms. Fulton will represent us at our convention. Are there any question and discussion? All in favor, known by you, you sign aye.
I, Buffalo.
Okay, Mr. Edwards?
Edwards.
I, Charlestown, I say motion is carried. Now for alternate for this same meeting will be Ms. Buffalo. Could I have a motion? Ms. Buffalo.
So moved, Mr.
representing. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Could I have a second?
So move, second.
Okay, second. Thank you. On the question and the discussion?
I just would, just for the public, it's an appointment of the NCACC, which stands for North Carolina Association of County Commissioners. If you have the agenda, it's spelled out on there for you. Voting delegate for the annual and legislative goals conference.
Any other discussion? Not all in favor, then known by you, you sign aye.
I, Buffalo.
Faulkner.
Aye,
You couldn't
Edwards.
vote. You can't vote, Ms. Buffalo.
Ms. Buffalo, you can't vote for yourself. Okay, I, Charlestown, I have motion is carried. Exclude Ms. Buffalo, please.
It was all, it took all I had, to not say I myself. I
Okay.
understand.
Okay, at this time, we're gonna take on Mr. Edwards. We're going to item number 7, appointments to the North Carolina Center of Automotive Research Board. That board was reorganized in last year when we made an agreement with the NC Car. The agreement stated that we would have 2 people from our board to be on their board. And I think that's what you.
Technically,
You
the
appoint two
county, this board received 2 appointees.
Okay,
You can make 2 board
appoint.
appointees, not
Okay.
necessarily from this one.
Okay.
But it could be.
Got it.
But you have that right.
Got it. And because of that, we have 2 people that we want to appoint to that board, and they are Vice Chairman Faulkner and our own Franklin D. Williams, who works with us in economic development. Those are 2 people that we would like to represent us on that board. And it's important that you all represent us there, because they're going to, you'll be able to bring back to us information about that organization as they continue to expand. They are in the business to expand. NC Car want to expand. They want to expand with us, not without us. They want us to be a part of the expansion. They're planning on some great things happening up there. Even at that junction, 95, what is it, 46? They're planning on some things up there themselves. So you all will be represented, you all can report back to the board. Not only did they want to do that, but it was reporting back to us how financially they are doing, because they owe us. Worked out a situation with them for the $1.8 million. I think we got just work that out with them. You all know how they're coming along with it, with a monthly payment, then with a full payment, perhaps when they get the bonus. Have I said that right?
That's correct.
Okay, just want to make sure. At this time, Mr. Edwards, you have any
Yes, sir.
questions about that? You have any questions about that? Mr. Edwards was also in negotiation with us and help us to negotiate this deal. I want to thank you, Mr. Edwards, for helping us through all of this. This is your neck of the woods, but we want to thank you for your knowing people and working with the people in that organization to get us to the table to do a deal that will bring back to Northampton County the investment that they put into that facility. The $1.8 million we plan to get back to Northampton County.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Could I have a motion then that those two persons just named would be, and we could take both of these at the same time, joining them on this board, and how long, do you remember how long?
I don't off the top of my head. I can report back.
Okay, that's no
But
problem.
I know that you will have continuing.
You're right.
I do not know off the top of the report back how long.
The term.
Okay. Could I have a motion?
I'm.
Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edwards. Moving properly second by Ms. Buffalo. Any questions, any discussion?
So
Yes.
I'm not voting.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for even the motion. I served as a career technical education director for Northampton County. And one of my areas of supervision was the electric vehicle and the automotive program at NC HS East at the time. I'm working with teacher instructor, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Miller, and Mr. Pope. And working with their advisory boards to help get that program certified to be able to offer ASE certifications. So that was around the same time when the NC Car facility, I actually spearheaded with the director that was out there at that time to have the first EV rally out at NC Car. So I'm not unfamiliar with that program and that process, and thankful to be able to hopefully to work with that entire board to continue to move it forward for Northampton and the state as a whole.
I just want to add to that. We saw in our newspaper, Mr. Miller and talking about electric car, how we all started in Northampton East and how it is now taking wing. I think that's just excellent. I thought that was excellent article in the paper about electric cars. It looked like they're coming even to Northampton County. A few already here, we know, but look like there might be more. And now I'm looking at the incentive that they were going to give people who buy those cars. It was up to about $5,000. So I just need to add that in. Now I'm ready for the question. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, let it be known by usual sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
Aye, Edwards.
Aye, Charles Turner. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Thank you so much. You all will bring back a report to us and let us know what is going on so that we can be informed. Thank you so much. Board members, that complete those things that we have on the agenda. And now we'll go to, are there any citizens? No citizens input. We welcome citizens input and the things that's going on in the county. At this time, our county manager is on. He might be in Chop Hill or somewhere trying to get some education and how to run a county. Yes, sir. We thank you. We appreciate you. At this time, it's your opportunity to say to us whatever you need to say.
I don't have a whole lot to say. I just wanted to, I don't know if the young man is still there, but I was just proud of him for standing up there and talking about economic development, small businesses, and it's just confirmation for the course that I'm here for this week at Chapel Hill School of Government on economic development. And one of the things we did talk about today was small businesses, which account for over 50% of the business and employment for the USA, and abroad, so it's very important. Small business is very important. So the young man is on the right track, and want to do all we can do to support him and continue to support the building of small businesses in our county. Looking forward to coming back and working with Mr. Williams on the initiatives for our county. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you every day for all that you do, all the kinds of things that you run into and how you handle them. We certainly appreciate it. At this time, I'm going to ask Mr. Edwards Yes. Phil? Okay, Mr. Edwards?
Thank you, Mr.
You have
Chairman.
any-
Just want to say again, good evening to all, and I echo Mr. Phillips about the young man. I did log on, but had a little trouble, network difficulty with talking. But let's keep moving Northampton County forward. And to all the citizens, anything that we can ever do, let us know. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. At this time, Ms. Buffalo?
Good evening. Thank you all for coming. I just want to thank the citizens that participated last Wednesday at Rich Ware Creasy's Gym for the USDA workshop. There were 30+ citizens that did come out. It was a great turnout. And if you know of any contractors that are looking for work, USDA would be happy to speak with them because some of the citizens are being approved to have their homes repaired, but they're in need of reputable contractors to do the work. Those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. How many do you have, we have attending in the Rich Square area for that meeting?
It was 30+.
35.
Over 30. Yeah, it was a good turnout.
Now that we find that we got work in Northampton County that need to be done under that program, but we need the builders, people to do the work. We need contractors. So if you know in the contract, please let them get in touch with Ask you
Kevin Askew in the Winton
and when
office.
in office, he'll be able to do some of the, he'll be able to award those contracts. Thank you so much for attending. That's really important. That's a carry from what we did here at the Wellness Center. Wellness Center some months ago, as we brought in people and USDA to help us with people, especially people of age who don't have money to do the things they need to do for the houses. Thank you. Thank you for initiating that. This time,
Good evening. I echo the sentiments. Thank you for working so diligently to put that together, Commissioner Buffalo and the team of individuals that supported you on the ground to get that word out to the citizens. Kind of along that lines of home ownership, get in the home. You got to do that first before you repair a home. So working with our young people, our people who are really trying to get into home ownership, whether they're young or they've been renting or living with someone for a long period of time. On August the 9th, the self-help organization, it's actually a financial, it's not really a bank, I guess, but it's somewhat like a bank, financial institution. They're going to have a Zoom session and it's going to be at 6 o'clock. So August the 9th at 6 o'clock. And it's going to be a series of how to get finance, get a home. And if you go to selfhelp.org, they have houses available in the Roanoke Valley now. They won't build a home for you, but they will finance a home that's there and help you get into that home. So between credit and home ownership, they're going to be starting that process to help our citizens get out of the perpetual rent and break generational curses in some instances as far as finances and home ownership goes. So that will be August the 9th. I will share that information with the Zoom link to our clerk to the board who can share that out. You don't have to live in Northampton to take advantage of that. You have to live in North Carolina. The self-help banks are all over North Carolina in different regions. So it's fine if other people join. On tomorrow, candidate for U.S. Senate, Sherry Beasley, will be at our public library. She's on a tour of North Carolina. I'm not promoting a candidate over the other, but when they're in your area, just to know if you want to hear what they have to say, whether you're pro or against, be at 5 o'clock, that she will be talking with citizens and hearing what you have to say as a candidate. I think that was Hunt Institute. I participated for my second session. There's one more session. I was selected as a Hunt Institute Fellows, which is focused on education. The first session was about pre-K and early childhood. This session was very close to me. It's that K-12. So we were talking with General Assembly representatives, representatives from educational institutions, from charter to private to public that are in K-12, the business of K-12 education, and seeing how we don't want to get back to normal. There is no such thing as normal. There probably never was. But whatever was going on before really wasn't working for everyone. So revising a system and revamping a system that has the best opportunity to touch and the lives and change the educational trajectory for all of our K-12 students in North Carolina. So the next session I have will be in September, and it's around higher education. Northampton may be one of the smaller districts. It's not the smallest counties. It's not the smallest that's in the room, but I make sure our voice is heard. So if you have some things that you would like to share as it relates to higher education in North Carolina, whether that's from community colleges to other two-year junior colleges, trade schools, four-year institutions, online or brick and mortar. If you want to share those, you can share that to our clerk to the board or to myself, and I'll make sure that we share that message back to those. We have an opportunity for whole group discussions and small group discussions with the leaders in those areas. So if you got your feet under the table, then maybe you can eat a little bit. So I'm trying to make sure I can eat and digest something to bring back for Northampton to help our educational system from the lens of county commissioners. They were all either town mayors or county commissioners in the room with those individuals. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you, for all that you do and all the work that you do for Northampton County in order to make this county a better place. I do want to bring up one thing that's disturbing to me and disturbing to all of us who love our county is the fact that we are finding ourselves not with the workforce that we need. Say it one more time, you cannot have an operation without workforce. You got to have people. Every department that we got is hurting right now. And I want to say that I'm very much interested, and we've been keeping up with the sheriff department. I've had a conversation with the sheriff department, how we can fill all of those vacancies that he has, what we need to do. So he's really reaching out. And Commissioner, I'll talk to you all more about it when he comes back to me. Everybody now is moving. It's a time now, everybody's moving for better wages, benefits, and so forth. So we must make sure that we're compatible with everybody around us. We can't be compatible with Wake County, but we can be compatible with all the surrounding county. I thought you heard our social service director talk about all the vacancies that we have there. In our county government, we have vacancies from finance officer all the way down to someone receptionist. We've got all kinds of vacancies, and it's just not in Northampton now. I'm telling you, this is everywhere. I just wonder, and have nothing to do, I just wonder about our school system. How in the world would it ever feel? All the vacancies, when I see Durham County up there with 500 vacancies, how in the world we ever fill ours in Northampton County? We don't have that many. That's more than we got all together. But I'm just telling you, we need to make sure that we recruit and we do all we can to make Northampton County a place where people will want to come to work. We are very much interested in, again, in law enforcement, making sure that our citizens are protected. And we're working with our sheriff on doing everything that we possibly can do in that area. The other area that I need to to say to you that we're really hurting this is in the health department area, whereby we are looking for those persons who can be inspectors, get septic tank permits. In Northampton County, just today, one fella called me and said it's taken me over 30 days to get a septic tank permit. That's just not right. I mean, they're anxious to move in a house, but they can't do it because of septic tank. And the problem is, and I talked to the director over there of not director, the chairman of the board of our health department. They understand the problem, and they are really working to see what we can do to bring others in to help us correct our problem. And they're looking at how they can contract with other health departments in the area to bring in people to do inspections. We do have a problem. And we're talking about how people coming to Northampton County, living in Northampton County, they get turned off because I'm building a new house and now I'm having a problem getting a septic permit. Not only that, restaurants having a problem getting that place inspected. One that's reopening, they said it'd be 30 days before they can come down there to inspect. They can't open it. We got to do better in that area. And to do better means board members that those departments are going to be looking outside, just like social services, looking at how they can bring others in to help us correct that situation. So I just want to bring that to you. It's really frightening, folks. Got jobs, and nobody to work those jobs. And our county cannot be any better than the workforce we got to get it done. So help us. And you know how you can keep people working with it, being nice to folks, being nice, inviting to people. Now folks don't work where it's not inviting. They're not gonna work. They can go Hertford County, Halifax County, Warren County, go to Virginia. Unlike, I've never seen it this way. I'm 72, never seen it this way. But this is the way it is now. And then we've had a list. In our office now, there is no list. So we need you, all of us working together. What can we do to bring our people back to our workforce? Thank you. Oh, the other item I want to tell you, I'm hoping that internet for our county, I'm hoping by our next meeting that this board will come up with a plan for internet to be in this entire county. We're working on it. Everybody's calling us, but it's a process we got to go through. There are companies, and you got to do what the lawyer says. You got to beat it out, get all the information, then award it, and that's what we're working with as we speak. I'm hoping by our next meeting that at least we will be able to bring to this board a recommendation of internet being accessible in our entire county. That's what we're working on, and it's work in progress. And I just want you all to know that we're working on it. We haven't gone to sleep. And I can't say this much, there as much as about 4 companies that we're working with who want to interested in internet in our county, along with our own REA. You just want to bring y'all up to date. There's no secret about that's where we are. On our courthouse building, the man says, you know, we're ready to go, but it keeps raining. It keeps raining, and they're not doing any work out there to mess up their pad. So as soon as the weather's right, you'll see them go full time out there putting up that courthouse. Along with that, there's some other things that's going along with the courthouse. They came and gave presentation to us. You remember what that was? They want to do the Bill of Rights and some other things out there. It's
Oh,
gonna-
yes, yes.
Yes, they've been in touch with us. Maybe, County Manager, you on?
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about, I'm doing my spiel right now, but I'm giving you the opportunity to tell us about what else we'll add to the courthouse that some other people want to do for us.
It's a statue, and I don't remember the exact specification, but it's the three documents. I believe is the Bill of Rights, the Emancipation Proclamation, and I don't remember the third document, but there are three documents. They're encased in glass, and I believe that they're going to propose to put that in either inside the courthouse in the lobby or right outside the courthouse, depending on what you all decide how you want that to be presented. But we have a copy of the drawing, and the drawing was actually sent to the architectures also, so they can work with them. And I'll forward a copy of that to each of the commissioners also. I thought I did, but if I didn't, I'll send that to you all.
Thank you. I'm trying to keep the public informed so they'll know what we know about that. The annex to that courthouse, likewise, we're working on. And we'll have a drawing for that, perhaps at our next meeting, likewise, soon thereafter, the annex that the other people, administration, and everything that's moving there on that site, likewise. Thank you. Those are the things that I have. Commissioners, anything else that you've forgotten and you want to say it now? If not, if not, Mr. Edwards,
Yes, sir.
any other items you need to?
No, sir,
Clear?
Mr. Chairman. I'm clear. Yes, sir.
Could I have a motion then that we go into closed session?
Make a motion that we go into closed session for General Statute 143, 318, 11A6, Personnel, A3, Attorney-Client Privilege, and A4, EDC Report.
Second.
Moving proper second, we're going to close session, question and discussion. All in favor, known by you sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
I, Faulkner.
Aye, Edwards.
Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Thank you all for coming and joining with us.